Caleb, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother.
It's good to have you, man. I mean, I feel like I've known you for a long time. I've been following you since back in I think it was your YKTR days. That's where
Yeah.
you took off videography wise.
Yeah.
And you've done a hell of a lot since then. But yeah, it definitely feels like I've known you for a longer period of time. I mean, when I met you outside earlier, it was like we've been buddies for
Brother since day one.
and yeah, it seems like we know a lot of the same people, so
We do.
which is awesome. But I just want to look. I know you've got a very deep story. You've been around the block. For your age, you've achieved a hell of a lot. So I really want to tap into that today and try and extract as much as we can as possible, for our viewers, because I can imagine they're extremely interested to hear about your story and kind of pull as many gems out as possible. So let's just dive right into it. So you started your videography career back at YKTR?
No, I started a year before then. So I actually started filmmaking when I was around 10 years old. I used to just film on my iPad and stuff like that when it first came out. Then at 16, I left school. I was doing plumbing and shit. Didn't know what I wanted to do in life. Like originally I wanted to be a rugby league player, and then did freelance for a year. Then I eventually got the YKTR job.
So you've been recording videos since you were 10?
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's definitely been a passion of yours.
Yeah, I just love it, bro. I just love documenting the journey, like just always filming shit.
Yeah. So what is it about documenting the journey that kind of intrigues you?
Now that I'm older, it's definitely like the whole process of seeing your growth and documenting the whole journey. It's like even yourself, like that whole journey you've been through, it's like capturing that on film is just so cool to look back on, because honestly we forget because shit just happens. But if you sit down and just watch yourself, you're like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah. So how old are you now?
I'm 21 now.
You're 21.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy that you're still 21.
22 soon.
It's almost as if you don't age.
Yeah.
So 21 years old and you've achieved everything you've achieved, man. Man, that's awesome. Well done.
No, I appreciate it. Just started young, bro. Like it just depends. Like I always used to think the age thing was cool, but my mate's like 33 and he's achieving shit now. Like age doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like we were saying before, people always think you need shit straight away. It's just about like learning and just enjoying the whole process of everything. Hey.
Yeah, we were talking about that outside. It's everyone's so hell-bent today on achieving everything tomorrow as opposed to working towards something. And if you tell somebody that it takes, 5 or 10 years of hard work to get somewhere, they almost dismiss it. Like that's not the way.
Well, they don't realize like that 5 to 10 year process is slow as fuck. Like you have so much time to.
Slow but quick.
It's quick, yeah. It's very quick.
It flies by. You look back and it's been 5 years very quickly.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I tend to tell a lot of boys that I try to mentor that 5 years you can really change your life in a short period of 5 years, but in that time it's going to feel like forever. But once you've accomplished what you've accomplished, you look back and you think, shit, where did the 5 years go?
Literally.
Yeah. So let's delve into that. So you started freelancing about a year before you started the YKTR. How did you score that gig?
The YKTR gig?
Yeah.
So I used to play rugby league with Justin Horror's dad. Like his dad was my coach, Mark Horror.
Yep.
And me and Justin did a training session, and then we stayed in contact on social media, and then I posted a cliff jumping video, and then Justin was like, yo bro, Ice is looking for a videographer. Do you want to come in for a chat? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like at the time, those guys were like,
that was still up and coming.
Yeah. And they were massive back in the day.
Yeah.
Especially in high school, it was cool to watch them on YouTube and then be there in person.
I still remember when Ice used to talk about you all the time. He used to talk about how he had a young kid named Caleb who was a videographer, and how he felt like Caleb could achieve greatness and, your work ethic and everything around it. And then, I mean, look at you now. Like it hasn't even been that long. And
legit, yeah. Shout out to Ice, bro. The guy taught me a lot. Like the whole thing I learned from YKTR was just being around personalities. Hey, like even when I met Tate and stuff, I was not really that shocked because I started to meet all the NRL boys that used to shock me. You know that feeling of like
meeting a celebrity or meeting someone that's kind of in the limelight.
Yeah, and before you meet them, you don't really humanize them, but you get to a point when they start to become human because you just realize like, oh, we're all in the same boat. They just worked harder and they on TV.
Well, yeah. I mean, the more people you get to meet over time, the more normal it gets. You know that aura about they're over here and I'm here kind of fades away, and
Yeah.
you realize that they're just a normal person, and they're willing to help as well, and they've been through the mud and they've been through the trenches just as you're going through it. So
Literally, yeah.
yeah. So you were at YKTR for how long?
I think just a year or just
Yeah.
under a year. It was a mad grind.
Yeah, you picked up a lot of skills from Ice and the team, right?
Yeah, I'd say like even just becoming a beginning videographer, it's always good to get a job like that because I just learnt to, one, be under pressure, and two, being able to edit so fast. Like when I have all my clients, they go like, what the fuck, you edit so quick?
Yeah.
But it's just because when you're under pressure all the time, you just need to get it out as quick as possible.
Very important, I think, for people to have a job first. Well, my opinion anyway. My opinion has always been like it's very important when you're young to kind of get a job in whatever field you want to be in, or whatever career you want, to kind of pick up those skills, to pick up your your organizational skills, and to be able to perform under pressure, as opposed to jumping straight into my own business or freelancing, because without that experience, I feel like you're losing life experience. You're losing that edge. Would you agree?
I agree, yeah. Because if you have a job, like even working at McDonald's back in the day, just learning the skills of being in a team environment, seeing how the systems work, because people understand if you want to have a successful business, you have to have systems in place. And you won't learn that until you're in it. It's like even with YKTR, like there were systems, but even I'm in the same position now as they used to be. It's like, okay, I see the systems that didn't work for them. That's what I've learned from them. Now I need to do that, but different in my business. So I don't make the same mistakes, or I do the right things that they did that went well. You know what I mean?
I want to touch on, you said working as a team.
Yeah.
I think that goes unnoticed a lot, especially today. The importance of working in a team and building that, that foundation and being able to work with different types of personalities. Because if you don't do that when you're growing, or when you're building, or when you're going through your career, it's almost like a loss to yourself, because it becomes a lot, as you get older, it becomes a lot harder to kind of deal with different personalities if you haven't had that experience earlier on.
Yeah, 100%. Even you would know, like reading the room, like trying to understand how different people act, how to even change your own personality to sort of connect with certain people.
How to enter a room, how to hold yourself.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Because, being in that team environment, understanding how to just work with any sort of person just helps you out in future, because then you just realize, oh, this is how they act. This is how I go about it. Especially when you become a boss. It's like, I've got 2 guys, about to be 3 guys under me. And it's like, I know how to go about them because I've been in the same position when I was in their position. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So you did YKTR for about 12 months.
Yeah.
And that's when you decided it's time to freelance.
Yeah. I didn't really want to, bro. Like, if I'm being honest, when I was at YKTR, I wanted to work there for as long as possible because I did enjoy it. It was fucking mad. Like, I don't know if you used to see the YouTube videos and shit, but
they were awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, the channel was pumping. Yeah.
Legit, like weekly we're doing just crazy shit.
Yeah.
And that was my job, literally just to film a weekly vlog.
Yeah.
So leaving that was hard because I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but I knew seeing my other mates keep growing, I was like, fuck, like I'm not making as much and I need to start growing myself. So yeah, it was a 11th month journey. And then straight after that, bro, I did a month of freelancing by myself. And then straight after that, met with Luke Belmar and stuff and filmed for him.
So walk us through that. So talk to us about that experience and that part of your life.
Bro, it honestly changed my life. Hey, like Luke Belmar's mindset, even seeing him get memed now. Like,
for those who don't know who Luke is, do you want to just...
Yeah, sorry. So Luke Belmar is like this, I'd say online guru mindset coach. Got like millions off crypto and stuff. So I don't know how to explain it. Like people see the memes of him now, but bro, that was all planned by that dude. Like he planned everything out. Cause I was with him 2-3 years ago when we filmed all the content. All the content you see now is still from 2-3 years ago, and he's still going viral from it.
Right.
So it's like, even just seeing his whole plan, just master it, all because he was patient, or because he just believed in it. He literally told me 1,000 times to be like, bro, I'm going to be bigger than Tate and shit. And he full is at this point.
Bigger than Tate?
Yeah. I'd say from that meme of the Johnny Walker meme, like he's bigger than the Tates right now. Okay.
So he's had a tremendous impact on who you are essentially and what you've achieved, right?
100%. He was the first person that really took me to that like level of okay, this is what it's like to get to the top. Just little things like how you dress, how you speak. The analogy he gave me was being a walking Lamborghini. And I love that, bro, because it's like every time you walk into a room, make sure you smell the best, make sure you're fit, make sure you're doing all these things that when you walk into a room, people stop and stare like it's a Lamborghini.
Do you find that kind of goes a little bit unnoticed today? I feel like I mean, you turn on the TV and you see, a scene on the news with like a celebrity, for example, and paparazzi and all that sort of stuff, and they're generally in their rags, so. And I feel like that kind of has caught on to today's culture where people are all about just being comfortable, in their sweats or in their rags and, not looking their best and not looking after themselves. Like, when I make it, I'll get there. But people really underestimate the importance of looking the part, even when you haven't made it, even when you're starting out.
100%. Like even if you're a barber, for example, like if you rock up to work and you feel better about yourself when you dress better as a barber, you're going to feel way better and you're going to cut hair better. It's like even for me in my business, like if I'm going to a filming job, I'm going to make sure I look fresh because I don't know, it just makes you work harder. It sounds it sounds dumb as fuck, but it's legit true.
Well, it's a mental thing, right? If you feel good and you look good, you perform a lot better.
Yeah.
It gives you that confidence to kind of be yourself and perform a lot better.
100%, yeah.
That's what I've realized. And I try to relay that message to a lot of the barbers and a lot of the boys because there's a culture around barbers where they want to be comfortable. They want to wear their runners and they want to wear their sweats because they're standing all day. And I get it to an extent.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, like, you perform a lot better when you feel good about yourself and when you look good, and especially when you're customer focused or client focused, first appearances and they're very important. They're very important. That first, when you meet someone for the first time, the opinion you form about them that first time is very important.
It's so true. What's like your main advice you give to your barbers straight away when they come in?
When like as in new barbers, new staff? First and foremost, man, it's look the part. I expect you all in a nice pair of jeans, clean shirt, nice pair of shoes, clean equipment, and I want your hair to be done every day. Because you're representing hair, right? So for me, it's a bit odd if, you get a customer come in that wants to get a haircut and your job is to make them feel good and look good, but you yourself don't look good and you pretty much don't feel good. So you can't relay that onto the customer.
That's true.
Because being a barber for me anyway, is more than just cutting hair. I see it as in we're a bunch of guys that help other men feel good, look good, and feel better about themselves. So if you're not that, so it's almost like selling the product, right? If you don't feel good about yourself and you feel like you're not looking good, it's a bit hard to kind of push that onto the customer, number one. And number two, if the customer looks at you and, your hair's all over the place and you look like you're dressed in rags, then are they really going to have that trust and faith in you that you're going to make them feel good about themselves?
Yeah, plus you can even just charge a higher price by just looking better.
Of course.
Because everything's just all looks now. But I agree with that. They probably learn so much from that because other barbershops you walk in and it's like you said, they don't dress well. Their haircuts are literally messy as you're like, if I was a barber, I'd be cutting my hair every day.
Yeah. Look, man, I've had a few run-ins with a few barbers over the years, or, because I make a lot of content online where I try to educate barbers, just a lot of it is my opinion, but I feel like I'm entitled to give that opinion at this stage. Sorry?
How long have you been doing it for?
I'm close to 11 years in.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah, close to 11 years in barbering and we've opened, X amount of stores over the years. So I feel like the advice I give is warranted, but it's not always received well, because a lot of barbers, they're in their own head, they're in their own zone, they're in their own lane, what's wrong with wearing trackies to work? I want to be comfortable, we're standing on our feet all day. I don't agree with what you say. Well, that's fine. My advice isn't for everybody. My advice is for the people that want to level up, the people that want to grow a brand, the people that want to build a personal brand, as opposed to I just cut hair.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And that's the difference between just staying in the same spot or trying to grow. It's the best thing I've learned is I'm always listening. If you can learn to listen, you're going to grow a lot faster. You've been doing this for 11 years. You've grown a fucking insane brand. Obviously, he's doing something right. So why wouldn't you listen to someone like you where you're giving advice for a reason? It's not like you just want to fucking say it out of your ass because you get nothing out of that. But when you have passion behind what you do, you're going to want as many people to grow as possible. And
100%.
bro, people literally can't listen.
Yeah, look, it's unfortunate. I'm all about wanting people to grow. You know, that's part of the reason why I started this podcast, you know, to give people the platform to tell their story and to educate the youth, to allow them to grow. But it's not always received well, you know, and I feel like if it's not received well, a lot of the time that's a reflection on yourself, you know. If somebody is saying something or giving a certain piece of advice and your reaction to that is, oh, no, I don't agree, or that's wrong or whatever, and I don't feel that way. Look, it's not for everybody, and B, you don't have to agree. But if you're getting offended by it, then usually you got to look in the mirror. You know, you got to look in the mirror and figure out why you're getting offended by, you know, with what I'm saying.
Bro, that's a perfect answer, eh? Like, actually just figure out, like, is this guy got the bad intentions, good intentions? Like, people just react emotionally. That's something I have to learn too. Like, I'm very an emotional reactor.
Yeah.
But if you learn to, like, actually take a step back and listen to advice from someone and understand where they're coming from, you actually learn a lot from yourself and from that person.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, right? I mean, they always say, like, be a listener. And if you enter a room and you're one of 10 people, listen, don't talk. You know, because when you talk, you're not listening. And when you're not listening, you're not learning. So
Exactly, yeah. And it depends on what level you are too. Like, like, for example, when I was in the room with Tate, like, I didn't say a fucking thing because I didn't have the authority to say a thing. And besides when we're fucking around and shit, but like, it's like, if I'm not on someone's level, I'm just going to listen to get to their level, which I'm doing now. Because if you're a starting barber for you, for example, it's like, if you want to get to your spot, obviously you just got to listen and do what he's doing. Or even not do exactly what you're doing, but do what you do that works and then just make it your own thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I always say, like, if you're working for someone in your field, or if you're meeting people with life experience or whatever, just follow them around, you know, learn as much as you can, extract as much as you can out of them, you know. But I feel, unfortunately, it's almost like a self-esteem thing. You know, people want to discuss what they've done and what they've achieved, as opposed to, okay, this guy has a lot of knowledge, or this guy's, you know, super rich. He's obviously done something right over the years. What can I extract out of him, as opposed to, I want to prove myself to that person.
Bro, that's a good point, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, like we were talking about before, like, people just want it now.
Yeah.
But it's like, the whole point of getting to success is literally just listening. Like, learn. Just learn. Brian Tracy says it best. The more you learn, the more you're going to earn.
Do you find social media has had a part to play in that? Like, people wanting to establish who they are straight away, or wanting to let you know who they are, as opposed to, you know, being that silent guy in the room and taking it all in and learning?
Yeah, something I've noticed massively, like, even with my students, right? They always say, like, oh, it's easy for you because you got 100,000 followers and you got this, and this. But it's like,
but you didn't start with 100,000 followers.
It took me fucking 5 years to get to that point. It took me 5 years to, like, build up all the relationships. It took me 5 years to, like, build up the craft. Everyone just wants it now, which I understand.
People are so quick to dismiss all the hard work, right? It's that overnight success bullshit that we always hear about.
Yeah, but like, look, don't get me wrong. I reckon in 365 days, you can change your life. Like, it takes a year to
in one year?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon it takes a good year. If you properly lock in, you can change your whole life. Because it took me a year. Like, that year when I left YKTR, met Luke and shit. Like, that was my year where I just grinded the whole year and it changed my whole life.
I say that all the time. I say one good year can completely change your life, you know, but you got to start with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and point out your flaws and admit those flaws to yourself and figure out a way to get through them and build on that and change, you know, who you are. But if you're not willing to change, anything, then, you know, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the young guys, you know. So there's this thing I used to talk about with a lot of my staff all the time when I'm in the stores. People want to look successful as opposed to actually being successful. You know, I think they did a study on this a fair few years ago, where when people announce that they're going to do something, you know, something is coming soon, or, you know, we're changing the game, or whatever it is, a new business, details will be revealed, and then they reveal whatever they're going to launch, you know, whatever business it is, whatever the name it is, they reveal it, you know, they post it online, they post it on their socials, and then they get all the likes and the comments like, good on you, bro, well done, to the moon, let's fucking go, all that bullshit. You know, it's scientifically proven that they get the same kind of dopamine hit
Oh,
as
100%.
opposed to actually achieving that success. So what they find happens is when people post about it and they get that rush of dopamine of like, good on ya, well done, they kind of take the foot off the pedal. It's almost like in their brain they already achieved that success just by announcing they're going to start a business.
That's so true. I've never looked at it like that. From my perspective, I've always seen like people build up. Well, it's probably on point to what you're saying, but it's like people build up for this massive hype drop, but then they just stop because it's like, dude, that's not it. Like, you got to keep going further now. So you got to keep leveling up now from that point.
It's like starting a clothing brand, right? Everybody underestimates how hard building a clothing brand is. You know, there's always that one or two that take off straight away, like, you know, like the proppers and whatever. But people are disregarding who's behind the brand and how they've achieved what they've achieved. So everyone assumes that, okay, I'll come out with a brand. I'll do a couple of cracker videos. That's going to get some hype, you know. They do the drop. They don't get the sales that they were expecting, and then they just give up.
Literally happened to me.
There you go. It happened to me too. I mean, It happened to me too when I first started my clothing brand. So you would know.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I fucking spent, it's honestly, to anyone out there, clothing is fucking shit. Like,
It's fucking
one of the
expensive.
worst investments. Yeah. Because clothing's a very like high risk, low reward.
Because you have to order the stock in, you have to design the stock, and there's MOQs that you have to meet, and you got to ship it over before you've even sold anything, right? So
Plus shipping yourself, like everything's just money on clothing.
it's very expensive. And that's the thing, you know, like they put in their head, you know, they'll see what G-Dub's doing, they'll see what Proper's doing, they'll see whatever everyone else is doing, the stacks and all that sort of stuff, and they'll try to emulate that. But they're forgetting that there's 10 years behind those brands. You know, like G-Dub, for example. For me, I didn't really hear about G-Dub or kind of start noticing G-Dub till about 2021.
Yeah.
But people didn't realize that they were already 10 years in the game at that point, you know?
Yeah, they had stores and everything.
Yeah, they had stores that they had closed, that had failed, and they closed and they had to reopen and restart and start the brand again. And Stacks, you know, Don from Stacks, before anyone realized who the hell Stacks were, they were like 7 years in. And that's where people kind of, you know, they start a brand, they do one drop, it doesn't go how they thought it was going to go, and they give up. Is that how you'd feel like?
Well, yeah, it's just a long process, really.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. People just never see, they only see the overnight success because of social media. Like, I even said it the other day, like, I bought the Mustang, for example.
Congratulations. I just saw it outside.
Yeah,
it looks awesome, man. How is it?
Oh, I love it, bro. It's
V8,
fucking
right?
hectic. No, it's not. It's a 4-cylinder.
Oh, the four-cylinder. Yeah.
Just because I like the design of this one better.
Yeah,
And I'm
nice.
more of a tech guy, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, like with the car, it's funny how many people fucking gave a shit about my car because I'm not materialistic anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I had that 1 year where I made money and I thought, fuck money. Like, I'm just going to spend it.
That's usually what happens when you first start making money. That first year or two, you
just
kind of want to
learn,
live a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you realize afterwards that the materialistic bullshit doesn't matter.
Oh, it sent me mad broke too. I lost everything. So I was like, fuck that. Like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
But like, even just buying the car, it's funny how people like just appreciate the car more than me going to Africa trying to like make change and literally help human
You said
beings.
that on your social
I said it
media the other
recently,
day. Yeah.
Because, bro, it genuinely shocked me. I was like,
You probably got more love for buying a car than you did for trying to help
bro, you should have seen
people
the
in
message.
Africa.
You should have seen the message I got.
Yeah.
If I posted a YouTube video on my car, I would have got 20K views. If I posted Africa, it's okay, I got 3K views.
Why do you think that is?
It's all perspective. Like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you went to Africa, then you would understand the difference. But who knows? It's honestly a cruel world, eh?
Yeah.
It's fucked. Like,
You feel like, you know, people in first world countries almost disregard what's happening in other countries,
Bro,
because they can't actually see what's happening.
they do, but then we do it too. Like, even myself, like some days I'm just like, oh, I want more money. I want this. It's like, these guys don't even have any of that. It's like myself, like I'm always not complaining, but I'm stressed out 24/7. It's just like, is it really that worth it? Because when I was in Africa, bro, I had no stress whatsoever. The stress was like making sure these guys could get some water and shit. So yeah, it's just all perspective. I feel it's hard. Like, it's really hard.
Yeah, it's that perspective. Yeah. I mean, I went to a funeral over the weekend and I remember coming home on Saturday and I just looked at my kids and my wife and I was like, man, you know what? Nothing matters. You know, nothing matters. Everything is, apart from family and good health, the rest is bullshit.
Oh, 100, bro. Death is a whole different game. Hey, like when you experience death, especially when it's a really close loved one,
Yeah.
it changes your whole mind. And you start to realize, like, one, I've got nothing to lose. And two, I need to just make the best out of this one life we got. because we're all going to die. It's just
It makes you almost dangerous when you have that mindset of I've got nothing to lose, right?
literally.
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, when I tried killing myself, it was literally at that point I was like, I've killed a part of myself. I've got nothing to lose now. Even now, like, I've got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. No one's got nothing to lose. What's there to lose?
I mean, you just touched on, suicide fairly early on here. So let's dive into it, man.
Good transition.
Let's talk about it. Because I've suffered with mental health for years myself, which a lot of people don't know. Because it's not something you kind of want to advertise a lot of the time. But I remember watching you over the last few years, and you went through a bit of a dark period. And I remember reaching out to you as well at the time, to make sure you're all right. And even though I didn't know you. But talk us through that, man. Like, what, 2022?
Yeah, it's 2022.
So what happened? What led up? So does it stem back to your childhood? Is that?
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of things. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's hard to think of my past now. It feels like I've literally forgot about my past. It's like I can't explain it. But like, yeah, I just had.
So where did it all start?
It all started with, like, I just had a bad growing up with my mum and my stepdad. That's how it all started. So from the age of, like, when I was born till 5 years old, I grew up with my mum and stepdad. And just like the childhood memories I had back then, like the shit I saw, and just like, I don't know, you start to remember it a lot like clearer the older you get.
You want to talk about some of that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, because every time I think about it, I go in a dark place,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a couple things, bro. Like, I don't know. Don't know how to explain it. It's just...
Take your time, man.
I'm going back in time right now. Eh? I don't really think about it that much. But when I do think about it, it's like...
It's a shock to the system every time,
it is.
right? Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I'll ask that after. But when my dad was trying to get full custody of me, like, my mum would make me, like, film videos. And I've never said this on social media, I don't think, but yeah, she literally made me do shit in front of, like, a camera to frame my dad for shit that he didn't do. I'm not going to say exactly what it was because it's pretty fucked up, but bro, the shit I had to do, and it's weird that I'm a filmmaker now because the shit she made me do in front of that camera and then I would get rewarded for it, like, fucks me up thinking about it. But that's why, like, my whole motivation is just to get successful so I can have a movie on my life, because then that's when I really want to share my whole story. But to keep it short, like...
So what was it about that year in 2022 that got you to that point?
It was just a lead up of everything. So there was that situation, and there was, like, growing up in general, like growing up in Marriott and shit, there were certain things that happened. My best mate passed away. I had a couple mates die from suicide, kill themselves, and cliff jumping as well. And... yeah, around 2022, like, bro, since the age of 10, I tried killing myself. So it was from the age of 10 to 18.
So this started when you were younger?
It started when I was younger. So I was always in and out of seeing therapists because when I was younger, I literally grew up in the police station, bro. Like, people don't understand. Like, I was in and out of the police station to go to my mum's, to my dad's. Then my mum would, like, hide me for 3 to 6 months from my dad. We would, like, literally go to Melbourne and shit. It was the most fucked up shit. I can't explain it. Like, if I went into more detail, people would understand. But, yeah, from the age of 10 when my best mate passed away, that whole period from 10 to 18, I literally just wanted to be dead. I can't explain it. Like, my mindset was just so dark. And this is why I relate to people that have depression now, because you can't really explain what it's like going through mental health until you're in it. Like, we can give all the best advice in the world, but you can't really listen. You can't really take it on, because when you're in that spot, it's so hard to get out. Like, I try to give advice now, but to someone that's depressed right now, they won't listen to me because it's just too hard to even fathom to get out of it. Yeah,
when you're going through it, it's almost in your brain, or the way your brain is wired, it's almost impossible to ever get out of it. You don't see the other end. Literally, when you're going through it, you know? You're
just drowning.
Yeah, and people try to talk to you about it, and people try to, talk about their experiences to help you through, but it's a lot harder than people realize it is. People's response is it's just in your head. Like, hey man, it's just in your head. Like, you can work through it. I know it's in my head. Do you think I want to feel this way? Is this? Do you think I want to wake up every day having a panic attack, or go to sleep every night thinking I'm not going to wake up? Like, do you think that's normal? Like, I know it's not normal, but you telling me it's not normal doesn't make me feel any better. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the thing I hate, bro, is when people say it's selfish to be suicidal. Because to actually like hit that flitch of like actually doing it, you have to have a whole different mindset. Like, bro, there's been times where I've like literally stood at a cliff and I've like tried to put the toaster in the bath. Like, I've done some real fucked up shit. I've tried and like, I can't really say it on camera, but like I've tried to slice open parts of your veins and stuff. And it's like, to really, really do it, you have to have a whole different mindset. And look, I'm not going to say it's brave.
You have to have gone through a lot of shit.
You really do.
To even get to that point.
And it's like your mind is going through a whole different process. Like when you really think about it, getting to that point to wanting to end it all is as tough. Like, that's the lowest of the low. That's the lowest you can get in life. Because we get given life. We're meant to live it. Like, that's the whole point of life. We're meant to live life. But to wanting to end it early from yourself is just a whole different thing that people just don't understand if you've never experienced it. It's dark. Like, it's genuinely dark as fuck. You're alone. You feel empty. You've got no feelings. You're numb. It's just hard to explain. It's just when you're in it, you're in it.
It's hard to explain it to people that haven't, like exactly what you just said. It's hard to explain it to people that haven't gone through it or haven't experienced some sort of mental health issues, because you know what you're feeling isn't normal. You know, like, you know yourself, what you're feeling, the way your mind is. You know that that's not how life is supposed to be lived, but at the same time, you can't help it. And it's almost impossible to get yourself out of it, you know, especially if you don't have a strong support network around you.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I'm so lucky about. Like, I had my teachers. I've got my dad now, my uncle, and like I had Ice at the time as well. Like, even when I tried killing myself, like, I remember the whole night, bro. Like, I was literally just in my car. I like cut my wrist, and then like when I took the tablets and pills, straight away I was like, I fucked up. Like, can't explain it. I literally, like, you know when you fuck up and your heart sort of just stops and you're like, oh my God.
What did I just do? Literally.
Like, I actually was just like, what the fuck am I doing? And my whole body just shut down. Messaged my friend. I was like, you got to take me to the hospital ASAP. Because there's no way I was dying in my car, bro. And I had this thought of like, imagine I just died in my car and then my dad's got to see that shit. Like, I didn't think of this because obviously you just think of yourself and you think of your problems. But then out of nowhere, all this shit just kept coming in my head. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? But yeah, like the whole process for me, my whole life, bro, I just kept telling myself I'm never going to get out of this situation, where I feel now that I'm out of it, that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever did. And I tried hiding it for too long. So I would cut my wrist from literally the age of like 12. And in high school, no one would see it because I'd wear a blazer and shit. Like, even to this day, I think about it. I'm like, it was a 40-degree day and I'd wear a blazer in high school. And my teacher would be like, take it off. Like, that's crazy. You're wearing that in this heat. But like, imagine seeing a bunch of footy lads like seeing that shit. And when they did see it when I was 16, bro, the amount of shit I got for it made me just wanted to kill myself more. Because
as in, when you say the amount of shit you got, like, people were
so
giving it to you for that, or
I was so good at hiding it. But then I started to see it, like my teachers, and then people started to catch on to it, especially the rugby league boys. So one day I broke down to my old coach, Mr. Nalessa, and bro, I just broke down before training. He's like, you all good? I'm like, bro, I want to kill myself and shit. And then it started catching on. Like, the boys started finding out, you know how it is in high school, like the word spreads crazy. And then I started to get away with certain things. Like, I didn't get in trouble if I would like have a punch on in school and shit, because like the mental health. But then, yeah, like when the boys found out about it, bro, like, fuck, it felt like the end of the world for me. Hey, like, it just did not get better from that point. And it was just going worse and worse and worse.
You'd think it would be the opposite, though. You'd think that when your mates find out about what you're going through, it would allow you to kind of try to get better or work through it. But it seems like it had the negative effect.
At 16, like, it's such a young age where boys have never experienced it or seen that before. And the thing that like breaks my heart, bro, is like when I started doing it, I saw like other boys starting to do it. And they literally said, like, I remember this kid, I'm not going to say his name. Bro, the kid would never speak in class and shit. And he's like, bro, I did it because I saw you do it and it helped me. I was like, fuck, bro. Like,
That's not what I wanted.
I know, like, even thinking about it now, it's like, the reason I cut was because I saw a girl cut herself in Marion, like literally right next to the station. She was bawling her eyes out, and I saw her do it, and I was like, fuck, like, why does she look so free when she did it? That's what made me do it. And then the fact that I had the impact of someone else doing it broke my heart. That's why I'm so cautious with what I say now, because it's like, even me talking about it now, it's just hard because people might do the same thing.
The message could be misconstrued and taken the wrong way.
That's why it's so hard for me, bro. And that's why I've sort of switched my content a bit, because it got to a point where it was literally like last year changed my whole life. Like, it was getting way too hard. Like, mentally last year, the amount of shit I saw in Africa, the amount of message I was like getting, it just got way too hard. And I was like, bro, I can't live like this. Because the saying is like, the more you talk about it, the more problems you're going to have with it. It's like when people are negative about their days. Oh, how's your day going? I'm having a shit day. I've got this.
Negativity attracts negativity.
Legit, you're just going to just stay negative. But if you talk positive and you try to like uplift other people and you uplift yourself, and that's something I've noticed now, like this whole year has been a massive year for me. Like, I've just started to focus on being as positive as I can, because right now, bro, it feels like I'm in a fucking war zone. Like, especially with my business, if you're an entrepreneur, you'd understand, like, it's just a war zone, constant fucking stress, anxiety, and you have other people.
You got to be a special type of person to go through running a business. Yeah,
I think about it all the time. It's like, I don't know, like I feel like, like you said, you have to be a whole different person. You have to mentally be fucking insane.
Yeah, because there's no stability in it at all. You know, I saw this meme the other day that said, you know, the life of an entrepreneur, like Tuesday you have 50K in the bank, Thursday you have negative $5, you know, Friday you got $1,000, Saturday you're negative 10K.
Literally.
Yeah, that's how it is, right?
Yeah, fuck. Holy shit. Because I was even telling so I got two boys under me, Rushi and Leroy. I'm even telling them, like, they see a massive chunk of money, right? Like, they see like 80K in 2 months. They're like, holy shit, bro, that's insane. But it's like, bro, profit-wise, you got to spend so much money to invest and just all these different things you have to pay for. It's like, bro, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But the more money you make, the more problems.
Yeah.
And it just never ends.
It doesn't end. It's people don't realize that it's not about, you know, turnover or how much money you're making. It's about A, what you do with that money, and B, how much profit is left over. So it's,
you just always got to keep investing back into it.
You got to keep investing.
Never grows.
Yeah. People look at most business owners and entrepreneurs and they just assume if they see their businesses running successfully that this guy must have like $500,000 in the bank or like 200K in the bank. And then if you ask that person what's in the bank, it's like nothing. You know, everything's gone back into the business. That's how I was the first 5-6 years of building my business, you know.
Literally, yeah.
There was never any money in the bank because whatever you made, it was dumped right back into the business.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and for the people that don't understand that, you know, they have the mentality of like, oh, well, fuck, mate, this guy must be doing something dodgy if he's been able to do what he's done in a short period of time. But we'll come see how I'm living, you know.
Well, it's funny we're talking about this because even with my students, right, like I've got 2 ladies that are working together because they went half and half. And even with them, one of them understands like, okay, we're just going to leave the money in the business. The other one's like, oh, we'll just leave 2K in the business account. We'll take out the rest if we're making 20, 40K. It's like, no, bro, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. You're not going to grow at all if you're worried about taking as much money as you can. Because what are you going to do with that money anyway? You can't do anything with it. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, as soon as you take it out, you got to pay tax on it, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. So 2022 is probably the darkest period of your life.
It was, yeah.
You've been able to navigate out of that. Just for the guys listening, you know, you said that, you know, you did what you did and you had that instant reaction of like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, was that the pivotal moment that kind of changed everything for you to get you to where you are now? Actually trying to go through with it?
No, the moment that changed me, bro, was, so to explain the whole story, after I did it, my friend took me into the hospital. I was in hospital for literally 56 hours. There was a couple of things that whole night. Like, one was they put me in a room with a bunch of old people that were literally like dying. Like, this guy was just coughing up fucking blood the whole time and he was literally just about to die. Like, it was fucked. So that was that where I was like, firstly, no one even cares that this guy's about to die. And 2, like, we live a whole life and you can live your life how you want till you get to like 60, 80 or whenever you pass. So there was those 2 things. And then The main thing was when my dad picked me up.
Your dad picked you up from the hospital?
Yeah, so my phone blew up of my dad saying like, where are you? What are you doing? Because my dad's fucking chill. Like my dad's a funny cunt. But then I was just literally like, yo, like I tried killing myself. And saying that to my dad was like, one, embarrassing as fuck, and two, like I didn't know how he was going to react to that. So he comes, picks me up. I was literally like, I don't know how to explain it, but I look like a zombie. Like I remember looking in the mirror and just seeing my whole face and shit. Like I filmed it as well. My just the bags under my eyes. I looked fucking pale as I was tired. And yeah, I just fucking hated my life. But then when my dad picked me up, I sat in the car and I literally just couldn't look at him. Like I just looked straight to the floor. And my dad's just like, what are you doing, son? Like, what if? He's like, you literally have all the opportunity in the world. You have more opportunity than any other person in the world. You've got me. You've got a good family. You've got this, this, and this. Like, what are you doing? And that moment, I was like, he's fucking right. Like, I do have more than what other people have. I haven't gone through fucking like a war zone. I haven't seen mates like pass away right in front of me and shit. Like, there's a whole different level to trauma and stuff. Not that it is to compare, but you sort of have to compare with what you have and what you don't have. So I started to realize like, okay, from this point on, I really just got to make it up to him. Like my dad sacrificed his whole life just to get me as his son, like full custody and everything. Lost all his money, lost all his houses and everything. And to like, for him to lose all that and to literally sacrifice everything to get me to the point I am today, I was like, I have to fucking give back to him.
Yeah, I can't give up.
Legit. And that's why people don't understand. Like I literally work to the bone. Like I'm actually fucking mentally insane when it comes to work, because people don't understand like my reason why is so strong. Like everything's time for me. Like if I'm wasting time or something, I'll just leave. Like I'm seeing a girl now. I see her for 4 hours once a week because my time's so much more valuable to get shit done, because I know what I have to do to get to a point I want to be. And I know there's this like balance, work-life balance shit, but it just doesn't work like that for me. And it's different people can live their life how they want, but for me, it's like I just want to give everything back to my dad.
You feel like you owe it to him. He gave up his whole life trying to, he gave up everything in his life trying to get you to where you are, and
then doing that shit, like I literally just try to end it. Imagine, like I think about it all the time. Like imagine being him. He had a fucking traumatic past as well. Then going through all of that, and then your own son trying to like commit. Because even when my best mate like died and got hit by a car, his dad took his own life as well.
Oh wow.
And like now that I'm older, I think about all this shit, and it's like my dad wouldn't have done that, but it would have been so hard for him to live life without me.
Well, of course, yeah, of course. I mean, I couldn't imagine my life without my kids, So it's what one thing as a parent. You never expect to bury your own kids. You always expect your kids to bury you, And it's extremely, I can't even imagine what the feeling would be like as a parent to have to bury your own child, way too early. This is the funeral I was at over the weekend. It was, someone burying their child, that had gotten sick, and just being there and experiencing it and being around it, it brings everything into perspective. That's why I said I came home and I was like, man, like nothing matters apart from family, health, and that's it. And sometimes we lose sight of that, Sometimes we're going through so much and we're going through so much shit, and we kind of we can't see the other end, and we lose sight of that. And maybe I know you said like that, you hate it when people say it's selfish, but maybe that's why people think it's selfish, because you lose sight of the other end, but you're not really thinking about what it's going to do to the people around you, the people that love you, the people that have sacrificed everything for you, But I guess it's because you're in such a dark place that you can't see the other end or see other people's perspective.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's so many factors to it, Like, yeah, life's weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter like what you do in life, just there's just so many ways to go about it. Regrets or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Did you talk to any of those old people in that room with you that day? You know, people that obviously like...
Oh, in the hospital?
In the hospital?
Nah.
Because, you know, from their perspective, they want to live as long as they can.
Exactly,
you know, and you're in there and you've just tried to take your own life, and they're probably thinking, man, what's going on? Like, we're trying to get out of here and live as long as we can. So
yeah, no, I didn't speak to anyone. I was literally, like, I don't know how to explain the night, but I was literally just sitting there. Like, it's really weird for me to like even just go back in time to think of that shit, because like so much has even happened since then. It's like the fact that I even put myself in that spot, like now I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Because I'm living the best, bro. I literally wake up excited. I've got so much shit to do. I'm like I'm living the life I dreamed of.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine I just left. I wouldn't have experienced this. And that's the main thing I'm trying to like make sure I document my whole journey, because I can talk as much as I want, but unless I show it, no one will believe me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I bought the car, because look, did I want to buy a car? No, but buying the car does give that sense of like, oh, like he's made it out sort of shit.
He's legit.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, he's legit.
So like buying the car honestly just gave more people inspiration to be like, bro, like if you did it, I can do it. Because people have seen my whole journey to that point. And a short amount of time too. Like I've been doing a lot since then. So that's my main thing, bro. I just want to just show people, not tell.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem now. It's like people, like we can give all the advice in the world, but unless people see it, they're not going to believe it.
That's true. That's true. I've always had this thing where I try to tell a lot of the boys around me, like if you're in a position to be able to spend a bit of money after you've achieved some level of success, I know it might sound a bit weird to people that don't get it, but I've always told them, like, buy a watch, you know, wear a nice watch, because when you walk into a room with legitimate businessmen, and you're going to a business meeting, the first thing they look at is what's on your wrist.
Really?
Yeah.
My mate talks about that all the time. I've never understood watches, eh?
Yeah. It's if you're meeting with legitimate business people, first thing they look at is what sort of shoes you're wearing and what's on your wrist. You know,
True.
It kind of adds that legitimacy to you. Or kind of that you know what you're doing, know what you're talking about, because, you know, most timepieces, they're investments anyway. So so I always try and get the boys around me, once they've achieved some form of success, to like spend a bit of money on a watch. You know, A, you're not going to lose your value. Your money's going to be there. It's on your wrist. If you ever need it, you sell it. And B, if you walk into a meeting with some serious players and they see a watch on your wrist, they'll take you a bit more seriously. You know, it stems back to that whole fake it till you make it thing, but it's not faking it if you can afford to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So it goes back to what we were speaking about previously. You know, looking good, feeling good, having that confidence, and you know, similar to you buying a car, right? So you've purchased the car because you wanted the car, you deserve the car, but more so to show people that I'm not just talking. You know, what I say isn't bullshit. You know, if you do what I say, you can achieve success, because hey, look, this is what I've achieved. Yeah, so you must have felt that when you bought the car.
Yeah, I did. Like, it's funny because I've been riding a motorbike for the past year and a half, and just like driving a car, the amount of confidence it's given me too now, because it's like I'm sitting in something that's like 70 grand. I'm literally sitting and I'm like, wow, like I paid for this. Like I achieved this. I don't really like process this all the time.
It motivates you, right?
Yeah, it does. Because it's like already now I'm like, fuck, I want to do something for my dad, like get him a car or like get the next car.
Yeah.
I don't know, life's a game, bro. Like you can always achieve more and do more.
Oh, look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor.
100%,
you know, if you've set yourself up correctly and you've made the right investments and the right moves, there's nothing wrong with, I always say there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor. There'll be heaps of people out there that'll be like, you know, a car's a waste of money and it's a depreciating asset and everything. But I mean, we could all be gone tomorrow. You know, if you don't enjoy a bit of it as you go along, I think it's very important to celebrate the wins, whether that's like a car or a watch or a property or buying something for your wife or something for your kids. Or it's really important to celebrate little wins.
Yeah.
Because I find anyway, they motivate you to achieve more.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not about being materialistic. It's about proving to yourself that you can achieve more.
Well, it's weird how like a car's a car, right? But the feeling you get when it's a certain type of car, it's like, what the fuck? Even a watch. Like, I've never been into watches, but my mate has been telling the same thing as you. He's like, bro, you need a watch. Like, you need to walk in with a Rolex and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, it changed the whole way you feel.
Of course. Yeah. I'm the same, man. Daily, I've got my Apple Watch on, but like if I've got an important meeting or something, it's like you got to look the part. So yeah. So I've noticed you've been plugging. Is it the Travelpreneur University? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. So
what's that about? Let's talk to us about that, because that's your whole new venture now. That's what you're doing now, right? You're teaching people how to vlog and how to document to make money online via videos.
Yeah. So I've been doing that for 2 years, but this year, like I've got to the point now where I don't like, when you hear like a typical like guru, like it's all a scam, but I've got to the point where it's literally not a scam. Like I've got students making 10K within the first fucking 2-4 weeks. So the main thing I've done is I want to make sure I'm making more money than what I am through my course. So like even just with my videography business, like I'm making over 50 a month. And then when it comes to my university, like I'm doing the same amount of numbers. But the main thing is, to me, it's like, what's the word? To me, it's like is it reputation? Is that the word? Yeah, it's like the reputation of, if I can do it, then you guys can do it. So if I'm making more money through my videography business, then you guys should be doing the same. Because a lot of people sell something
it's
that
leading by example.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Yeah. So
because a lot of people will sell a course or an e-commerce guide or whatever, but show me your store.
Legit, yeah.
Like
Iman Ghazi is a perfect example. Like he sold something, now he's made millions from it that he didn't even achieve. So my main thing was like, I just wanted to build the reputation. I wanted to make sure that what I'm selling is genuine as fuck, because
it's legitimate.
Yeah, because if I'm not doing it, then why the fuck would I want someone else's money to learn from it if I'm not doing it? Yeah. So I've got to the point now where I'm making like a consistent income just from my videography business, which is like heaps good. But then, the mentorships to like just genuinely make a community that just gets a bunch of creators in and just a bunch of people that want to just change their lives. Hey, it's more like for beginners that want to just get out of the 9-to-5 or stuff like that, where, bro, content is the most needed service. Like when you get into content, like we're doing content right now. Yeah. Everyone needs content. It's the best fucking service you can have, I reckon, right now.
You talk about like not needing anything other than a phone.
You legit can use a phone.
Right? You feel like people get lost in like I need the best equipment and the best, and they kind of give themselves reasons to not start.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you can't do with what you have, don't expect to do it with everything you do have. Like even when I first started with my first camera, it was a fucking iPad. And that was back then when the quality was shit. Not saying that I sold any videos from it, but I started. Then you can buy a good camera, you can buy a better iPhone. No matter what it is, you just have to do with what you have. Because you can make money off your phone. You literally just create content for brands. You can be a TikTok agency, you be a short form agency where you're just doing iPhone content. And iPhone content right now is booming. Like everyone needs iPhone content. So yeah, like with Travelpreneur University, it's been fun, bro, because seeing my students' results, seeing the community I've built has been mad for me. And there's no age gap. My target audience is just people that, one, want to change, and two, like just be different and document their life. So yeah, it's been good.
And you also help build personal brands. Yeah, that's another part of your business.
Yeah, so the main the 4 things I do. The one is my videography, like building personal brands and monetizing it for like people that are already successful that don't have a brand. Because one, they've already got the money, so I don't have to stress about them not paying me monthly because it's a massive fee. And two, it's just easy to work with because it's B2B sales. It's business to business. Travelpreneur, obviously I get to help people get to the point where I'm at with my videography business, and I teach them all the behind the scene shit to build systems, how to create the content, how to film, edit, sell and market, and then documentaries as well. So they're like the main 3 things. And then obviously my clothing brand that I haven't fucking touched.
How's that going anyway? How is that going? Because you came in guns blazing, and it's kind of, where are you at with that now?
To talk money wise, like I spent 80,000 on it, and I'm happy to talk about this because it's a good lesson. Spent 80,000 and I sold $20,000 worth, so I'm down 60K. It's fucking shit. Yeah. and everyone always says, oh, you made 20K, but it's like, nah, dude. Like,
Oh, well, I lost 60.
I lost 60.
Yeah. I invested 80.
There's just a lot of dumb things I bought. Like I bought these boxes that were like $25,000 worth because I bought like 1,000 of them and they're too big.
Yeah.
So I bought the wrong size firstly, and then I don't even sell them. Plus shipping, if you get a box, is twice as much.
Yeah.
So there's just all these different things that I've learned. But yeah, the clothing brand's doing good. I'm about to sell some trackies, like a trackie set. But yeah, I'm still designing heaps of clothes. It's just I'm waiting. Sounds bad, but I'm waiting for the right time, just for when I just clear up everything and then I can sort of focus.
Well,
on
I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's clothing, building a clothing brand. Like it's like a passion project for you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Essentially. So there's nothing wrong with taking your time with it, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. Like my family, especially, like they hate the fact that I'm doing my clothing because my bedroom literally has all my stock in there.
Yeah.
So we're like fucking 1,000 units just in my room.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, it's my passion project. Like Aticophobia, the word itself, like I just love the whole brand. I love the vision that I've got for it. It's just a time thing right now. Like I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I mean, I went through this exact same thing. You know, I spent 2 years building a clothing brand, and then long story short, we lost the Instagram page and we had to start again and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, it got to a point where I felt like that's a passion project for me. You know, that's not who I am or my identity. It's something I'm passionate about. So I'm not racing against anyone. You know, I'm not in a race against anyone but myself. So I had to get that pressure out of my head of like, I have to have consistent drops. I have to pump more money into it because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for passion, right? So why am I trying to kind of meet certain people's expectations with it? I'll take my time with it.
Yeah.
You know, even if it takes me 15 years, I'll take my time with it.
100, yeah. Because it's fun as fuck.
Yeah, it's fun, man. You know, designing and the photo shoots and the content days.
All the good things.
Yeah, the good things. Yeah, yeah.
The behind the scenes of the email marketing.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I pumped about 80K into it too. So
Yeah. Do you regret it though or nah?
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and if I was to start again now, the amount I learned in those first couple of years probably helped me hit the ground running now a lot more. You know, but when the time is right, I don't feel like I'm not trying to meet anyone's expectations but my own anymore.
Yeah, that's good. That's bro. Say that again.
I mean, I'm not trying to meet anybody's expectations but my own anymore. You know, that's, you know, for a long time I was always trying to meet a certain expectation that people had of me. You know, I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a barber. I need to. It's like when you're making content, right? When you're making content consistently, you get caught in this loop of like, I have to make content. I have to post daily. And if you miss a day, you feel like you failed everyone, or like people are going to judge you like, oh, he's failed. And you quickly realize that no one cares, man. No one cares. It's the expectation you've put on yourself, right? So the most important expectation is the expectation you have of yourself, not what others think of you.
100%.
Because when it really comes down to it, no one cares, man. You make a video, you post that video, people will see it. Within an hour, they've forgotten. You know, it's like when you make a video or a piece of content and you're umming and ahhing or whether you should post it or not. How are people going to receive it? Are they going to judge me? You quickly come to realize that, man, people aren't going to remember. You know, even if you post a controversial video today, within a day, everyone's forgotten. You know,
100%.
So you gotta worry about your own expectations of yourself.
Yeah, I always say to like my students as well with this, like with content, is like you said, you're literally scrolling through your fucking phone. People are gonna be like, "Oh, that's cool." That's literally how it goes.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's that they talk about the hook, right? That first 3 seconds. You know, people watch that first 3 seconons, like or not like, and keep scrolling. It's like,
that's what I do.
Yeah,
I don't even watch the whole video. I'll be like,
I'm guilty of that too. So. But it's crazy. It's crazy the human thought process, right? It's crazy what we put ourselves through when we're making content. It's like, it's almost as if we feel like the world is watching, and we have to perform. It's like we're a character in a movie. Yeah. When really we're not. You know, we're doing this to add value, and if I don't have value to add right now, I'm not gonna put bullshit out there. So
something I've like taken away from myself too was I've always focused on views. So for like 2 years straight, like I was always focusing on high views. Now I'm just pumping out content because it's content I like. 2, it's easy to do. And 3, like if you just detach yourself from the views and the followers and shit, you'll feel way better, eh?
100%.
Like my views have dropped because I've changed my whole Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm happy with it because people are going to now follow me for me.
You're being you.
Yeah.
You are who you are now on social media. You're not portraying anything that people expect you to portray anymore. So I used to get caught up in that too, you know, like the follower count and the views. Oh shit, this video didn't get enough views. And you got to take a step back and think, you know, like even if you get 5,000 views, you know, 5,000 people is a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, 10,000 views. If you go to Oki Jubilee to watch a Dragons game, you know, they average about 10,000 people. You know, if you look around, 10,000 people is a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not about the views. It's not about the follower count. It's about what value you're adding to people's lives.
100%.
You know, that's what it should really come down to. That's the metric we should be aiming to follow, you know. Am I adding value as opposed to I got 50,000 views?
Yeah, that's true. Because you can get views for fucking popping pimples and shit, like random shit, you know?
Man, you can get views for, you know, for showing your toes, man. You can start on OnlyFans and make, you know, 50K a month for showing your toes. Like, it's not about the views. It's about what value you're adding, especially as a social media personality or trying to influence or trying to have some sort of influence on the youth. You know, it's about what value you're adding as opposed to views.
100%,
You know, because if you're getting 100,000 views but you're not adding any value, then really, what are you really achieving?
Yeah,
other than boosting your ego?
Literally, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So what's the goal, man? What's the plan from here? So you've achieved what you've achieved. You've spent the last couple of years really building yourself, and I commend you on that, man. Like, I feel like, because like I said, I've been following your journey for a long time, and who you are now as opposed to who you were 2 years ago is completely different, you know?
Yeah.
So what's the goal, man? What's the end goal here? Where are we headed? Where are we going to see Caleb in 5 years?
It's always hard doing 5 years because, like, 3 years ago, I thought I was going to make the NRL.
Yeah.
It's like, you never really know, eh?
Yeah.
I'd say for this year, I've told myself, like, I just want to lock in. Like, this year, I'm just going to make as much money as I can, help out my students. Like, just focus on the small things, right? That's my main thing. Just focus on the 1%ers, because the 1% is what has literally been growing my business. So, like, last year, I was traveling like crazy. The whole year, I was in Australia for 3 months. And yeah, it was fun, got to experience the world. But this year it's like, okay, I had my fun last year. It's time to just lock in, get all my systems in place, build my team out, just get everything sorted. So then it'll set me up for the future. Because I've never really thought of the future. Obviously being young and dumb and shit, like I just buy shit. But now I'm focused on, okay, where's my money going to go? How am I going to invest it? How can I really set myself up? So by the time I'm like 26 to 30, if I have kids, it's like everything's set up. That's what I'm trying to think of. Like, that's my goal. Just really just dial in on my fucking content, my business, and just grow it all.
If you could leave one piece of advice for the younger gen, you know, people that look up to you, people that follow you, that kind of want to follow in your footsteps, based on what you've achieved over the last couple of years, you know, what would that be?
It's my dad's quote, man. I love it from him. It's think you can and you can. It's literally as easy as that, simple as that. If you believe in yourself, other people will start to believe in you. And I think that's the best thing that my students get out of me is learning not to give no fucks. Like, attract the people you want to attract. Don't focus on chasing validation or chasing FOMO. Like, a lot of people have a fear of missing out, but you're not missing out on anything. Just focus on you, believe in yourself. And if you think you can, you can.
I love that, man.
Yours?
I love that quote. For me, for me, it's exactly similar to what you're saying, you know, like energy. You know, for me, it's energy. You know, put out what you want to get back. If you want to live a positive life, if you want to have a positive mindset, put positivity out there. You know, don't focus on the negatives. If something happens to you that's negative to start the day, move on. You know, if something is out of your control, for me, a big one is you can only control what you can control. If something is out of your control and you actually can't do anything about it, you shouldn't be dwelling about it.
100%.
You know, focus on what you can control. And through that, you know, you're able to build, you know. So positive mindset is very important for me. I always try and tell the younger guys, it's what you put out is what you get back. I know people say it and they talk about it all the time, like it's very cliched, but it's true, man. True. It's all energy, you know, like what you put out is what you get back. If you wake up, if you're going through the shit and you spend the week telling yourself, you know, how bad life is, or, you know, poor me and why did this happen? You know, all that does is spiral. It pushes you into a spiral. So for me, it's very like control what you can control and leave everything else up to God. You know what I mean? And that's it.
I love that.
Caleb, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. It's been like I said at the start. You know, we've known each other through social media for a fair few years,
3-4 years,
3-4 years.
yeah.
But it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you in person.
You too, bro. It's been good.
You're an absolute gentleman, man, and I have no doubt, man. In 5 years' time, 10 years' time, I'm gonna be like, I had that guy on my podcast. You know, when we're starting out.
I'm gonna be like, hey, check this out, by the way.
Taj Grooming, thank you very sponsored by Taj Grooming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caleb. It's been a pleasure,
Easy,
man.
bro. Thank you.
Thank you.